So hello everybody and welcome to the personal statement versus statement of purpose workshop. So I'm Esmeralda and I'm one of the GIAs this year. My coworkers are also here, Ashley and on Michelle. So an overview of what we're going to talk about today, we're going to start with UC Berkeley admissions director talking about what's a personal statement and a statement of purpose. We're going to go into a personal statement timeline, how to get started, a brainstorm activity, helpful tips, personal statement and statement of purpose examples, who can help, and in the end, we're gonna take questions. So we're gonna begin with the UC Berkeley Director of Admissions. She's gonna explain like what a statement of purpose and a personal statement is.
The one chance that you have to show faculty a little bit about yourself that isn't a number. So the statement of purpose should be about 1.5, 2 pages max, single space, 12-point font, and it has to be concise. You want to start with a brief introduction. You want to talk about what you're interested in and the degree program you're applying to. Also, and then you're going to segue into 1 or 2 paragraphs about research you've conducted as an undergraduate. And then you're going to have a big fat paragraph, I call it the meat and potatoes paragraph, about what you want to study for graduate school, maybe some questions about what you're interested in, a particular area that you would ideally like to focus on, and certain things that I think will hopefully catch the interest of the faculty on the other end reading about your area of interest, because they're looking for future scholars, your scholarly potential. So if you're not quite certain about what you want to study, start talking to your research advisors or favorite faculty about a particular subject. That's what I did. I went in, I started talking to one of my favorite faculty and about the subject, and he was going to write me a letter, and he helped me with my statement of purpose, and he asked me, what are you interested in? So I told him what I was passionate about intellectually, about all these things, and we crafted a great statement of purpose. And so this is very, very important. And so make sure you have people read your statement of purpose and help you edit it and winnow it down. Try not to stress. There's all kinds of guides online. Our graduate diversity program has guides for all these things I'm telling you today and more. And I'll give you that URL in a little bit. Also, places like Berkeley have a personal statement requirement. Let me just step right back to the statement of purpose. Make sure you speak positively about any negative experience you may have had, because faculty are looking for things that show motivation, that you've overcome something. So that's really important. Also, you want to write in the, can't remember what, I'll come back to in the active voice. That's what I wanted, not the passive voice, the active voice. And so a lot of students are taught to write in the passive voice, but for applying to grad school, you want to straddle the line between being excited about what you want to study and have humility at the same time. So it's really important to show the desire to learn, as well as the knowledge about, or the competence that you have in a particular area, and the statement of purpose should demonstrate this. Berkeley also has a personal statement, and this is something that we value greatly, because if there's particular issues we need to know about, like any obstacles that you might have overcome, any hardships you've had, anything that you think is normative. Like, I thought it was rather normative to work 20 hours a week and support myself through school, but it isn't. And so if you've been working to support yourself through school, or you have done other things that you've overcome any particular challenge, let us know about them. Some students I know are like helping their families with financial support and things like that. So this is really important. Also, if you were a leader, did you help young students? Did you mentor people? Did you do creative research projects that assisted people in developing nations and things like this? Let us know about this. This is all important, and there's guides for this. The faculty love looking at this. It's very, very important to sometimes procuring financial support, which segues me to the financial support section. The one chance that
So going off of what the UC Berkeley admissions director was talking about. So, a personal statement, it's who you are, how you got there, and what your goals are. You want to explain your personal journey to your career path. So, explain how and who helped you shape your career path and your interests. So, you want to paint a picture of your experiences, show your perseverance for graduate school. You want to show qualifications that make you a strong candidate. You can highlight any obstacles, challenges, opportunities, leadership, coaching, or mentoring experiences that you've had. You can also elaborate on any experiences you mentioned in your CV or your resume. A statement of purpose is what you want to do and why you want to do it, and how the skills you have make it possible for you to do what you want to do, and also why is that specific school or program the perfect place for you to achieve your goals. So you want to directly state what you're applying for, any specific interests that fits with the program. That can be specific research interests or future occupational goals. um, you can ask yourself what experiences have guided your interests that make you a qualified candidate for the program. Why do you want to do graduate school and what do you want to do? You want to highlight any aspects of school, of the school or the department that you're interested in, and you want to list any faculty member you want to work with in that school or department. And you want to mention any experience that has prepared you or any skills that have prepared you so you can achieve your goals. So, a timeline to keep into consideration when you are writing your personal statements is first choosing a subject that you like to study. After that, reviewing any application materials, solidifying which schools you want to apply to. And then you can attend any events and ask for further information about the program that you want to apply to. And then you can make a list of all the universities that you're interested in and seeing their requirements if they require like a personal statement and a statement of purpose, and seeing the prompts that they provide. And then you want to start drafting your personal statement or statement of purpose. You want to review and check your statements. You can make changes 2 weeks before, and make sure to keep, revising your statements, and keep in mind like application deadlines. They can range from October to December, January, February, March. It's important to reread your statement before interviews if the school does require an interview. And lastly, remember to relax and wait for the responses from the universities. And then next, you're going to get into how to get started. So these are questions to consider when you're writing your personal statement. So you can ask yourself if you have any critical perspective that comes from a non-traditional educational background, or an understanding of experiences of groups who are historically underrepresented in higher education. And if you do have those experiences, how might this connect to your academic career? You can write down any barriers that you feel like you've overcome. These can be economic, social, or educational disadvantages. Did you overcome these barriers? Did overcoming these barriers help you demonstrate any significant academic achievement? And if it did, how did it? And if it didn't, you can talk about how barriers altered your academic achievement, but you still continue to strive for success despite the challenges that you faced. You can write about any leadership experience that you've had in college. It can be a good opportunity for you to um, write any experience that you've had with historically underrepresented populations in higher education. You can discuss like what those challenges are like and how might you incorporated those challenges in your leadership experience. Also, you can write down any research opportunities that you've been part of. How did that research help you understand the career path that you chose? And next is how to get started on your statement of purpose. So you want to give an introduction. So introduce yourself, what sparked your interest in pursuing graduate school, and what you wish to study. You want to summarize what you did as an undergraduate. So you can list any important classes you took or any research projects you were in. which sparked your interest for graduate school. You can state any research you conducted, state with who, what type of project, and your responsibilities and the outcome. Did you present your findings at a conference or summit for publication? You can write like a short paragraph describing each like research experience that you've had. You can also highlight work experience, especially if you had any kind of responsibility for testing, designing, or researching any products, or having any work experience that's directly related to the future area that you want to study. And it's really important to indicate what you want to study in graduate school in great detail, so you can indicate your area of interest, state any questions associated to the topic, and what you might be interested in studying. Examine the department website for information about professors and their research. So it's important to note that the department that you're applying to should ideally have courses and faculty conducting research in the area you want to study. So looking for faculty whose interests are parallel to yours and writing that down in your statement of purpose. And it kind of shows that you've researched the school and you're really motivated to attend that school. And you can end your statement in a positive and confident manner, showing your readiness and excitement for the challenges ahead of you during graduate school. And I wanted to do like a personal statement brainstorm activity. So just making a list of any experiences that demonstrate any compassion, determination, or drive for graduate school, and any experience that shaped you. Um, this can be like research experience, employment, volunteer experiences. And now I want to go over helpful tips. So when you are writing your statements, it's important to emphasize everything from a positive perspective and write in an active voice, not a passive voice. And if you had an upswing in grades, it's important for you to address that. You want to demonstrate everything by example. So don't just say you're a persistent person, demonstrate it. This can be through like examples from like any experiences that you've had, but it's important to show examples. And you don't want to make excuses, but you can talk about the mistakes you've made as a learning experience. So again, taking that positive perspective and showing like what you've learned from these experiences and how you're able to um, persevere. If there is something important that happens, so this can be like poverty, illness, family difficulties, excessive work, it's important for you to address that and how those things may have affected your grades, but write affirmingly in a way that demonstrates your perseverance. Make sure that everything is well written, edited, and linked with continuity and focus. So make sure that all spelling and grammatical errors are corrected. Typically, these essays can range from 500 to 600 words, 1 to 1.5 pages, single spaced, typed out in 12-point font, but this can also vary. So it's important for you to really look at what the school's asking you for and not exceed any specified page or word limitations your specific school is asking you to not like go over. So here are just some examples of a personal statement. So these are like prompts from Columbia. So one of the prompts asks like, discuss why you want to be a social worker, what personal, academic, or volunteer and or work experiences have influenced you. To make this choice, if you've ever worked in other fields, please discuss the reasons for this change. So again, kind of showing your personal experiences and how that has influenced you to pursue or make you a good candidate for the program. And you want to, and then another prompt is what attributes do you possess that contribute to your abilities to be helpful to others? Tell us about a specific example or critical situation in which you've played a helping role. What attributes might change to strengthen your ability to be helpful to others? And describe a social problem of significance to you. Please discuss it with regard to societal contributions to the origin of the problem experiences that you have contributed to your identification and understanding of the problem, and possible ways of addressing the problem specific to what program you're applying to. So yeah, these are just examples of prompts that schools may have given you for a personal statement. And then for statement of purpose prompt examples, so the first one asks, write a brief statement concerning both your past work and your intended fields of study and allied fields, your plans for graduate study at Stanford, and your subsequent career plans. This is a very important part of your application to clarify and a careful exposition of relevance of your past work and future intentions of the program which you are applying. And then another example from UCLA. Please state your purpose in applying for graduate study, your particular area of specialization within the major field, your plans for future occupation or profession, and any additional information that may aid the selection committee in evaluating your participating and your aptitude for graduate school at UCLA. So these examples are asking, you to really express why this specific program is a good fit for you, and expressing why, like, um, basically just expressing your interest in the program and why it's a good fit for you. And who can you go for assistance when writing your personal statement or statement of purpose? The Career Center has coaching. You can drop in, but you can also make an appointment. You can email them. You can also ask professors for assistance. You can also make appointments with EOP counselors. You can make an appointment by calling the office or emailing. And you can also ask mentors to go over your personal statement or statement of purpose. Um, and we're also available if we also offer peer advising for we have to make an appointment, you have to fill out our Google form. But if you have any questions, you can email us. Our email is pregrad@ucsc.edu. And that's it if anybody has questions.